Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Aurogiri. So as you can see, I'm already in the mine of Bokyaku, and I wanted to talk about a new way of doing new. So about 2 weeks ago, like 2 Sundays ago, I had started grinding for 121 and now 122. And I was doing new, and we're still dealing with all those DCs and all that other crap. And I found a new solution to helping people get experience without disconnecting all the time. And without a team disconnecting, it benefits everyone. I know it should have been new way to do new in the title, but I figured it's still a pun because it's still the new way to do new, and it's pronounced the new A, so it's new way. I got puns for days. That's what I majored in, puns. But if you pronounce it new way, it's still new way, so it's the joke. But anyway, the new way of doing new way, or new or whatever, is when I started this run, I went to party chat and I told them, if you stay in the first floor, you won't DC. So what I'm suggesting is if you're just getting carried, legit, you don't need all these drops. And some might say, well, I need the friendship items, etc., or I need, what if the boss drops a gem, or I need my 105 recipe, or Severance. Well, that's a different story. Now, what I'm talking about is, every time you, follow your carrier, right? They're on, I'm on a boost, I'm on login, boost, I bought premium to make it go faster, I'm going to mention that too. We're trying to run this dungeon literally as fast as humanly possible. Talking to you guys, I might go a little slower. It's not, I don't have it all down to muscle memory yet, but basically the point I'm trying to say is when you follow the leader, literally there's a song, follow the leader, whatever. When you follow your carrier, and they're going as fast as they can, when they get to that second room, because if you're getting carried, you're not touching the enemies, right? So you're weary of getting a rock thrown at your head, and this has pissed me off right now. Things are following people, and I have to run a little extra to kill them. It's kind of annoying. But if they want to keep up, and I said in the previous video that if you keep up with me and you're in the portal 2 seconds after me, that's fine. You did this with Goku this morning? Cool. But because when I'm here, if everyone's not at that portal, right now, German Kid, I don't know where German Kid, there he is. But let's say, for example, people are taking too long to get to the portal. Well then, if I start the fight before they get through the portal, it'll actually start, it increases your chance of DCing. So, this new way I want to propose that people start doing is just telling people, just stay in the first room. And, some people right now are getting carried and they're getting levels. There's nothing wrong with that. But, some people notice that it's oh, I don't disconnect as much as long as I leave, if I don't, go through portals. Because that's, we've all been there. We've all bodied for our friends, and we'll run the dungeon with them, and that happens. But, I'm hoping that people learn, it's well, I didn't DC when I stayed in the first room, so when I start carrying this dungeon, I'm gonna tell people the same thing, that's how evolution is, really. You learn something, and then you tell your friends to do it, or your children, or whatever. But I think it's a great way to do it. Yeah, you can follow with, money mags and stuff, that's fine. Oh shit, I could have died. Alright, and that was easy. Now this team, I told them they could stay. I didn't enforce it. I said you'll reduce, I don't even know what I said. It's gone from party chat. But I said, you'll reduce your chance of DCing if you just stay in the first room. And if you follow the leader, you run that risk. Sure, you want to get stuff for Daruma, and there's nothing wrong with that. You want to get the friendship items. What if a gold Daruma spawns? You want the money. Or, and especially, that's another thing. If you're getting carried in new, and you're going to be there for a week or two, if you just want to get carried, get your levels, then get your Gargs, etc. If you're in that position, I highly recommend that you invest in a Poison Cloud Wand. Because if now this is only for me. I know some people that really care about it, but I don't. Maybe Lionel Richie loaded out before me, and I'm going to try and go in. No, what the fuck, Lino? Get out of the dungeon. This bugs me though. This is legit the worst thing about running new, is that he's not out. Now, sure, it was only 2 seconds, right? That's fine. That's legit fine. Like, I lost 2 seconds. It's not even a loss. The fact that the team's still together is amazing. It's legit fantastic. That's great, you know. Like, I'm actually gonna type in the chat, like, you guys are doing great. Like, just keep keeping up and you'll do fine. Like, yeah, you guys are doing good. Like, I'm gonna tell them right now, like, while I wait, just like, you know, you guys are great at following. I can't even type. But they're not great at getting back in the dungeon. Like, I don't know. And here's my policy. My policy is if there's 4 to 5 people in the dungeon, I'm going. I'm starting. I'll run a 4-man. Don't even worry about me. I'll run that. So, like, I'm on boost. I can't just pause the boost every 2 seconds. You know. Now, the thing about Lionel Richie, the guy at the top there, I'm not talking about actors or whatever, but he was the last person to get out of the dungeon, and he's obviously going to be the last person, you know, like, it's not obvious, but it's just evident right now he's the last person to come back in. And he is, so I'm telling him in, and because I'm fighting, that increases the chance of his DC. But, like, I don't know. Like, last week, when I was running, or not last week, like yesterday, I was running, my party said, like, if you want to run with me, like, you have to be quick and you have to be vigilant. Now, what does vigilance have to do with this? So vigilance is like, you're just always ready, you're always paying attention, right? What it means to be vigilant is, let's say you're doing the thing where you just stay on the first floor, or even the first room, and you just wait for the dungeon to clear, you see the gold clear on top, and you leave. Like, this is the most efficient way to get experience and get carried. I know he is, Eva, I know. I got a lucky box, cool. Oh, he came in, good. So, you know, but when you're, like, staying in the first room, it's very, very easy to get distracted, right? Like, you know, if you're getting carried, like, either you're helping someone out or they're doing you a service. Like, if I'm carrying these guys through EXP, technically it's understood as I'm helping myself, but it's like a, not a parasitic relationship, but it's like a symbiotic relationship. So I'm helping them get experience while they help me get experience, or else they would not be able to, you know, kill the new in like 4 minutes or 5-6 minutes, you know. So that's happening. But, you know, I'd be bad for this too. Like, if I was just staying in the first room and nothing was happening for 6 minutes, I would legit get bored and I would be on my computer or my phone or whatever, and I would not always see the big clear pop up on the top of the screen. So what else I want to propose is, if you're getting carried and that happens, and obviously you're going to be on your phone, it's obvious. I'm like, I don't even care. Like, I'm not going to say no, but I'm getting all signs that, yeah, I am. You know, you got to pull it out sometimes. But what I want to say is, if you're getting carried, you should be in all chat. Because if you're in all chat, you will see cleared appear on the bottom of your screen, and it won't be overrun by drops and stuff. So Kari got hit by a rock because she was following too quick. And I say Kari, but I mean baby girl. That's her old name, whatever. I still call her Kari. So she's going to stay on the ground. I'm not going to wait for her face to pop up. But since this group, look at that, Void of Darkness is already here, German Kid's already here. Lino's a little bit behind, but I know that baby girl's not coming because she died. She's not going to get up. That'd be a waste of a soul egg. It'd be a waste of experience. So we're already at like 4 to 5. So if I see 4 to 5 faces, I start. You know, that's what I'm saying. And I'll just keep running until that person's back outside and they join the box. So, and as much as I could make this video like a 15-minute, just like, hey, you know, stay in the first room, it helps everything out, it's the best of both worlds, whatever. I'm not going to stop recording. I'm just going to do the whole hour just so we can, like, see what new looks like. You know? Like, I think that would be fun. So, because there's so many different perspectives, right? Like, why am I not in Miyamoto? This is a problem. Oh my god. But they're doing an excellent job of following up. Hey, Michaela. Why am I in all chat? That is a horrible thing. He said he DC'd or glitch. So he got an ETC. Okay, he ETC'd. I don't know if he can read this chat if he ETCs, though. So he has the ETC glitch. Now, if anyone from Cyberstep's watching, they want to know what ETC glitch is. ETC glitch is what we call, you go to the portal and it doesn't work. Like, you just walk right through the portal, and when that happens, he can't. Okay, so he can't see that. You know. But ETC glitch is when you can't walk through the portal. You've technically gotten a network connection error, and you're in the dungeon, you gain the experience. Like, if he would have stayed in he just left because he doesn't know what's going on, no one's answering his whispers because he's lost connection. But what he doesn't know is that if you ETC in a dungeon, you will still gain experience as long as you don't leave. But, like, if he's stuck, right? Like, let's say, like, he'll get all the experience after the dungeon's done. Like, if he came out of it, he will see that he gained the 2 million he was supposed to get. Like, it'll happen. And what I'll do is, if you take, like, 2 minutes to get out of the dungeon after it's over, like, 2 minutes, like, you know, like a generous, like, that's somewhat generous in time. Like, if it takes that long, I'll kick you. And when you get kicked and you have an ETC glitch, it kicks you out. You leave the party, and therefore you leave the dungeon, and it brings you back into the game without, you having to restart your app. So he says, IDC, be like, I know, I'll get you after. I know, you know, be outside. You know, I know, be outside. So, like, I'm taking the time just to whisper him that. Like, some people, they won't. And it's a good thing he whispered me, because most people running, like, if you're carrying, you're in whisper chat. But I'm saying that if you're the one being carried, you should be in, like, all chat. Just in case. He says, period. I know. So now, but it's not bad, because I had 5-man party for, like, the bulk of the dungeon. The only thing that's going to be less experience is the new, so it's not that bad. Some people will get really mad at that, but, you know, it is what it is. It's not like everyone DC'd. So, you know, it's pretty decent. I think I need 1 kill to fill up, I'm not sure. But hey, Unicorn. So here we are at the new, you know, 2 runs already in 13 minutes. That's really good, you know, it's 6-7 minutes a run. I did wait before for him to get out the dungeon, so that will impact it. There we go. I don't really know if I can talk for like the whole 2 hour, like a whole hour I'm running this on login and boost and all that. But for right now, I feel like I'm just gonna do like my login worth of EXP today and not worry about other things. Like, not worry about it more than that. Because although I do want to hit 122 and use the completion and all that stuff, I'm not going to kill myself EXP grinding. So far I've done it mostly just on Sundays. Like, just on like a nice weekend day where nothing's going on. Sure, the Super Bowl happened and it was a big upset and all that, but I'm a video gamer, like, I don't care. You know. So, I'm done the dungeon, so baby girl should see the big clear and they'll get out. Because they know how this works. They're a big follower of the channel. They know how new works more than anyone. You know. They're 114. There's a level of expectation, right? Because when you're dealing with level 90, like level 90s or 80s or whatever level they get here at, right? If you're dealing with like a low level like that, and if you're carrying, there has to be this like expectation of expectation. So where's Lino? I told him like to be outside. Where the fuck is he? Where is he? Lino! Lino! Where'd you go, buddy? Where'd you go? He says, okay. I'll be like, where are you? Where are you? There he is. There he is. There's our boy. There's our boy. So I'm gonna pop this open, put it in recruit so they can join, and I'm just gonna say reserved. Because once you have your party that's gonna be running with you on new, after that you don't want random peoples coming in. So Lino knows that this spot's for him. So this is his spot. So there we go. So there we're good. Team's good to go. You know. Wish Onigiri was cross-console, but we could make problems. It would. Honestly, I wouldn't mind it if the consoles were up to date and somehow merging with PS4 would save Xbox. But with PC it'd be too weird. Like at that point it would have to be like the same relationship that Overwatch has with its console to PC basis, where like PC can test a lot of things before they ship it to console. Because on PC, you can do like one-to-one updates. You don't have to go through a publisher like most of the time. Like, Onigiri has to, like if they want to submit an update or a change or whatever, they have to ask Sony first or Xbox or Microsoft or whatever. But on PC, they're the first party developer. So they can just, you know, get rid of it. Like they can just put forth the update they want whenever. They do it every Tuesday. They don't have to go through Steam or anything. They're the first party developer. It's fine. But like, if they were to merge the online of Xbox and PS4, there would have to be some sacrifices made. And obviously, I think it could benefit both consoles. Like both sides of the equation. Now, it's actually a good topic, so I'm going to talk about this for a bit too. Like, that's fun. I don't mind that. So let's say, for example, Xbox and PS4 merge, and best case scenario, let's see what happens. So he says he's, I don't know what he just says. He's like, I'm out. I'm so annoyed. I don't understand, but okay. You know. But let's say Xbox and PS4 merge anyway. What would happen in a perfect world is that because they merge, Xbox like stops getting laggy, right? And then like Xbox runs at the same rate as PS4, and Xbox just catches up. They just get all the updates. But they'd have to renegotiate like a cross contract. So it would be weird, like, because Xbox has bazaars, right? So the only way it would happen is either like if Xbox wanted to join us, they'd have to either A, lose bazaars, or we gain bazaars. Like that would happen. But you know, like it would happen, right? So, because Sony doesn't want bazaars, but Xbox has bazaars. And, you know. Well, it's not that PS4 would never update. It would just be like... And it's a big debate, though. It is. Like, PC would update, it wouldn't update. You never know. The game's already trash, and why would we... But why we play it? Don't... Exactly. What are bazaars? Bazaar is trading. So, bazaars are trading. So that's the ability, you know, you can sell someone... It's not really trading, but it's the ability to sell another player your gear, and they can buy it. It's really trading, but it costs OC, so it's called bazaars. And Sony... And I want to make a video about this, too, about why PS4 doesn't have trading. And the reason for that, to my understanding, is Sony doesn't want to deal with people, like, overpricing shit and just, like, ripping people off. Because kids play this game, you guys know it. Like, there's people, like, I'm gonna say any people around, like, the age of 12 to... You know, people that play this game are aged around 12 to 30 years old. That's, like, our demographic. The target demographic's young adults, because they want people with credit cards. That's a PC game. Like, that's just how it is. But Sony, in my understanding of their perspective, is they don't want like a kid, like let's say like Joe Bob is level 40 and Joe Bob just has his birthday, he gets like $100 and he's like, I'm gonna get some OC and get some PSN cards and I'm gonna put some money into the game and I'm gonna buy some stuff and I'm gonna get OP, you know, like let's say that's his thought process. And then he goes up to like douchebag 120 over there and he's like, man, I want to buy some stuff, how do I get OP? And douchebag 120 is like, oh man, look at this literature mag, I'm gonna sell you, look at it, it's like 90 skill force, man, like look at this literature, it's the best thing ever, I'm gonna sell it to you for like $20, man. He's like, okay, cool, I'll get the literature. And it's like, okay, oh, you want this Hio Tengu? Yeah, man, give me that for like $50. Woo, you're gonna get lit. And then like right now we know that that stuff is subpar material. It is, although it is necessary at some point, it is, he's just giving him his hand-me-downs at a ludicrous price. And he'll probably extract all the Ogis off of that and etc. and it won't have anything good. And that's not always the case, but what they don't want is people to rip people off and then his mom finds out that he spent all his money on a game where he got like, you know, just random gear. Like parents don't know, right? Like it's the whole mom example, like mom doesn't know, like turn off your Nintendo and you're playing like Xbox, you know, that sort of argument. And they don't want to deal with moms that call in and it's like, my kid spent like $100 in this game and he got like shitty gear and he can't even play the dungeons and he's complaining because it's too hard. He doesn't understand how things work and he has the weapons, he doesn't have the mat. Like, you know, sure, if a guy got like 2 literatures, like straight up, if a guy got 2 literatures and a plus 100 Hio Tengu, he will get to Oshu. He can carry Oshu. He can carry this dungeon. Like, it might take him 10, 12 minutes, but goddamn, he can do it. You know, like, let's say he gets $100, he buys that gear, he goes in. Like, it could work, but it's a ludicrous price for what he's asking. Yeah, like, it happens. It happens, right? You're dead? Oh, wow, you died. Just stay on the ground. So, but... like, and that's a very fair argument. Like, that could happen. Like, hand-me-downs happen all the time. Like, I'm not gonna pull out a Hio Tengu. You got me messed up if you think I'm pulling out a 105 weapon. If I need to go back to something, I'm gonna pull out, like... I don't know, I have like 4 guards, a Night Sky, and an L. I'm pretty good. I got like 6 weapons to fall back on. It's not gonna happen. But I have a Hio Tengu, no one needs it. Yep. See, that's the thing. You're not paying attention. I said that earlier. It's gonna happen. 125? Oh, you're so close to 125? Awesome, man. But, pulls out a 105 weapon. But that's just my perspective, right? Like, I have, like, everyone's struggle is different, right? Like, that's just how it is. But, that's how I see it, is they don't want to deal with... like, they'd be all for trading. Like, Warframe has trading. That's the #1 argument, right? Like, Warframe has trading. Like, I think Destiny had that stuff, and etc. And that happened in Destiny. Like, someone had all the gear in the world, and they ripped someone off. Or, like, they thought they hyped it up as over good gear. They buy it. It's, like, legit shit gear. And Sony doesn't want to deal with that. They don't want people calling their office and it's like, my kid's playing this game that's supposedly free, and now he has to pay money for it? What the fuck? And people are ripping him off. It's not even a good deal. You know, that's gonna happen. Warframe is an awesome game. I played Warframe for a good 2 months in between updates when this game never got updates. That's just how it is. But, like, Sony doesn't want to deal with that. Microsoft, they're like, microtransactions. Fuck, that's in our name. It's Microsoft transactions. Like, they'll do it. And it just sucks that Xbox has shitty lag and bad frame rate in servers or whatever it is. Because if they didn't have, like, frame rate problems, then it would work. So, hey, Lyra, making a video, actually. But you can chime in, too, if you want. Because we're talking about trading and new and all that stuff. Because Lyra just joined my party. But, you know. So, like, that's why they can't have... like, that's why we don't have trading, because they don't want people crying about messed up trades and all that stuff. But, like, back to the topic, Destiny's never had trading? Okay, I played Destiny for, like, a month. I really don't know. I legit don't know. But thanks for informing me. But, like, let's talk more about Xbox and PS4 merging. So, like, let's say that because of the merge, like, Sony teaches Microsoft how to make a server or something, right? Like, let's say that happens. and they just suddenly have the ability to have Onigiri running at least 20 frames per second, and it doesn't crash all the time, and it works. And then we have, so like let's talk about the buffs and the negatives, like the pros and the cons. So he'll just stay muted. All right. So let's talk about like the pros and cons. So if they merged and things worked out well, then we get trading on the console. You know, like we have trading, it's cross-console, player base doubles. Like people come back that quit Xbox, like what? We're coming back, we're at PS4's level of update? Oh my god. Cons. Xbox players miss out on previous content. They'll miss out on Lunastasia, Sasuke, you know, they'll miss out on Lunastasia, Sasuke, Venus, Miyamoto accessories, and Siegfried and all that stuff. They'll miss out on the skill cards, the godlies, all that stuff. So that's like the biggest con, right? And I'm aiming my skills at 2 frames a second. Alright. But like that happens, right? That could possibly happen. And like there's so many cons for Xbox coming here, but some of them would argue, it's like, fuck man, I'd give up this content if it means I can come to get updates and I can play the game that I like, because it's a fun game. That could happen. And then, like, next update, we're getting Vanguards again, we're getting more accessories, like, it's not going to be the end of the world. For, like, at this point in time, there would be, like, a whole, like, Xbox versus PS4 bullshit, and they'd be like, well, we have accessories and you don't, so you guys are trash. They're like, well, we have GG, and well, GG would leave. GG wouldn't happen. But that's not true either. If we merged, it could be possible that because single player mode is in Xbox's contract, single player mode could come to PS4 too. And then that would create a further divide. Because if you're in a single player mode that requires manual saving, we can dashboard just as quick as they can. You know, that could happen. Now, that's a good point, Lays. Like, the trading thing, right? Like, the stalls are all over the ground, and that can cause lag. And that's completely possible, but as a community, we would be like, we're gonna put our trading things in, like, Oshu and, like, Mephistopheles. Like, if you're trading Mephistopheles recipes and you're selling them, like, go to Mephistopheles. I'd legit make guides and say, like, you know, we need to make, like, places to put certain things. Sure, you can sell everything in, like, Onigashima, and it would just be, like, the crowded mess that it is on PC, that it is on Xbox, you know, it's all the same. But if we, like, work together, we could be, like, you know, if you're selling the good shit, it's either going to be on the moon, or it's going to be there, and you'll just look for it. You know, it would just be like that. Yeah, I've heard about that Miyamoto doesn't really work that well there. But like what we're assuming here is that by merging PC and merging PS4 and Xbox, that it like corrects things. So it could, if it worked out in a perfect way, like both consoles combine, and the player base doubles, Cybercept gets more money because people come back, they're on a reliable console, things work, etc. And, you know, PS4 players get trading, but there's a chance that single player mode could come over too. And like I was saying, that could present the ability for players to glitch their mags. AKA soft reset, like do an ornament, if it doesn't come out perfect, soft reset and try again. That could happen. And I know numerous people that would, some people have gone to Xbox just to do that. They're like, fuck this RNG, I don't want it, I'm going there to do that. And then they do, but then like the frame rate's bad. So it's like this weird, like, you know, this weird relationship where it's like you're giving up like the ability to play the game for the ability to be OP. Like, I don't know, I mean, you can still play it, but I played Xbox for a day, and I had network connection error, running, like, Byakko Cavern. Like, I don't think, like, Xbox can't run Dew Creek. You guys could get that update, like, tomorrow. But if nothing is done to your servers, you won't be able to beat the dungeon. It won't happen. Like, I'm not saying you won't be strong enough, I'm saying the game won't handle it. When we first got the moon, Dragon Arcs were fucked up. We couldn't run that dungeon. You'd get in there, the game would crash. Apparently they're doing it now. Like, Dragon Arcs are like some fucked up shit, man. Like, they just mess everything up. So, like, what else would happen? So, like, the cons were, I'm just gonna restate them just to catch up to myself, because I'm not making a list. Like, you just asked about this, so we're just, like, doing a topic about it. So, you know. So we get trading, Xbox loses updates, single player mode comes to PS4, people can glitch all their mags, everything's perfect. Now there are some people on PS4 side that hate that people can get glitch mags and perfect things and all that stuff, and they might actually be like, well, fuck it, there's going to be a time where it's going to be like, you know, there's going to be a time where the old saying of if you can't beat them, join them will happen. And people will go make like one of the 4 easy classes, and it's like, I'm just go play twin, I have decks, I have hunters, I'm going to go make some twin swords, I'm going to go get perfect crosswise on them and get like fucking 200% HP and all the slice in the world, or like perfect heavenly shield or perfect omega, because in single player mode we can get any veteran weapon we want by soft resetting. Like, it creates so much of this conundrum where, like, it all depends on how it goes, and that's like a perfect scenario, right? Like, this is just one hypothesis that it comes out like that. It could so happen that if they were to do a merge, they wouldn't elevate PS4 at all. It would just bring Xbox players to PS4, and they would lose trading, they would lose single player mode, and they'd be on the same pace as us. Now, some players would want that, and some players wouldn't. Like, if I made a poll, let's say, and it was like, if you're an Xbox player, and if it means you could have updates, would you give up, you know, single player mode and trading? Would you give that up? And some people who just want to play the game would say yes. And some people would be like, fuck no, you can't take my mags. You know. It's sort of like that sentence right there reminds me of the whole, like, United States versus Canada thing, where, like, the majority of the US is very pro-gun and gun ownership and all that stuff, but Canada's more like, no. And then it's just like, you know, you can't take my mags, you can't take my guns, and we're just like, well, chill, man, it's okay. You know, just deal with it. It's sort of like that kind of relationship, and that could be a thing. But it's ultimately not. It's just a slight comparison. Hey, Zace. But it's very cool, though. It's a very cool topic to think about. So I'm going to give the guys out here... Oh, fuck, I'm in reserved. I don't want reserved. That's a problem, because someone just left. So I'm just going to put, like, new. Grab someone. New. Carry. Do-do-do-do-do. Because this is a new video, but I'm going to have to change the title to, like how to do new plus, like, Xbox PS4 thing. Now that's the thing, like, Kaposa there, or Ferret, is saying, I've never used single player mode once since the game came out, and you're right, it's a completely optional feature. But, like, you know, it has its uses, it can make things better. See, now, that's the perspective I wanted to see there. So Lyra said if we got GG, he'd quit. Now, that's what I was thinking of in the back of my mind. Because I know so many people, it's like, hey man, if you could get perfect mags, would you do it? Yep, fucking right. I'd be done with that. It'd be fucking 10 seconds. You know? And honestly, who wouldn't do it? Like, you know, red pill, blue pill right now. Like, if I told you could have the perfect world, or you can live in a world of hardship and RNG, where... And some might argue, well, what's the difference if I make 20 mags and get, like, perfect mags by then, or if I just do it once? The end result's the same, but it's not, because time is a factor. You know, resources, time, like, it happens all the time. So, it's this weird conundrum. In a perfect world, the perfect situation would be they have to renegotiate the contract between CyberSep and the two consoles. And at that point, they give us trading, like free trade, you know, on all consoles, whether you're using Microsoft points or PlayStation points or whatever, cards, whatever. And then there's no single player mode, because what's the point of joining servers if there's a single player mode? But, like, you know, but there's so many differences between the consoles. Like, ultimately, yeah, I'd love to have a community filled with all the people that watch Aurogiri and the people just, you know, console gamers from both sides. Like, I have no discrimination, you know. But there's so many... It's such a different culture thing. And what you have access to and all that, like, you know, it's this weird argument. But ultimately, as the players, we don't make that decision. Like, I don't make that decision, you don't make that decision, YouTubers don't make that decision, people making guides don't make that decision. It would be, like, behind closed doors with Cyberstep and Microsoft. And, you know, I don't really think Cyberstep would want to do it. From a business perspective, like, had they released Onigiri and treated it like... Now, obviously, I would love it if they updated the game every 2 weeks or whatever, just like PC. Sure, it has its pros and its cons, but in a business standpoint, the easiest way to make money is to sell your product, and then once everyone who can use the product has bought it, you sell it again. So that's what they did. They ported it to console, and, you know, they sold people Miyamoto's once, and people spent thousands of dollars trying to get that shit. What do? They sell it again. You re-release it. We're in the age of re-release. Like, that happens all the time with movies. It's like, oh, when was the last time an independent, like... Now, I'm not saying independent movies don't come out, but there's so many remakes of TV shows. Like, nothing's original. And it's a trend. Like, it's a money-making strategy. Like, sell what works. You did it once, you can do it again. So, in, like, a corporate interest, you'd want to just release the same thing over and over and people buy it. Like it works in trading cards, you know. You make the meta and you bring out cards and people buy them and they're all good, and then you know what happens? There's a re-release, and in the re-release, you know, it's the same cards but they make them better and you have to upgrade them, and it's the same way as updating the game. It's like in their design play. Lays for that extra sighting? Yeah. Is Terminator getting another movie? I don't know, but that's just a side comparison. Like, I feel like I'm talking about what would happen, but I'm not actually addressing it, and it's because I didn't come into this with the mindset. But I love it. So, like, best case scenario, if we merge, like, no, I'm not gonna just like muddle around it. Best case scenario. We get trading, all the glitches are patched, the game works, the player base doubles, everyone can play with each other, and we're all on the same update, and, like, Xbox players get, like, 5 Neon Coral Pawns until we're all caught up. And it just has, like, every single thing as it was updated, and you can buy it as you please until you're caught up. So they have a chance of getting accessories and vanguards and all that stuff, and they can just continue where they come up with. You know. Like, that could happen. But people would say, well, that's not fair. And then what do? They could just do that. They could just put in like 7 units and they're all just the SP units, put them in the special gacha lineup, and just have like Miyamoto's done. So like they could have what's it called? Like the Luna Sasuke lineup, and then they could have the whatever came next after Luna and Sasuke, I don't know. Tri-Tail and Venus and all them, and they would just show everything they missed out on, and they could just pick it up. You know, that could happen. So hey Momo, just making a video, by the way, because no one was on.
It's alright. I'll be quiet. I mean, I'm just still doing homework. I'm just
homework, that's fine. We're talking about like if Xbox and PS4 merged. It's fun.
If only. But I kind of feel like Xbox is toxic, so...
But that would happen, and it would happen. But... Like I was saying, like, so... All in all, best case scenario is... Both consoles merge, we play together, there's trading, there's no single player mode, there's no glitching, and everyone plays together, the game runs like a dime, you have both companies backing it, and... you know, it just works. You know, but like I was saying, there is that argument of like, would Xbox players be willing to give up the updates they missed out on, like Vanguards and stuff, just to be caught up to us? Because if they do that, they lose the risk of like Miyamoto accessories. Even though they'll come back later, it's a lot easier to get them when there's only 2 things in lineup. So that could happen. Okay, guys. Throwing shade in the background. An issue would be trying to get like PSN cards for their gear. Like, well, it would be one currency. It'd all be OC. It wouldn't matter where the money comes from. Same thing like on PC. It doesn't matter if your credit card says MasterCard, you know, Visa, whatever. As long as it gives money, it's OC. So it's a universal currency. That's never an issue. That's never going to be part of the problem. One problem is, and I was talking with some Xbox players about it, is it's not even a problem, it's just a thing I noticed, is Xbox charges tax on every purchase, but PlayStation doesn't. And all that would create is, like, it would just mean Xbox players have the worst console, money-wise. Like, it wouldn't affect Onigiri at all. It's just like on PS4, you buy a $50 PSN, you get $50 worth of OC. On Xbox, if you want like $50 worth of OC, it costs you like almost $60. Like, it happens. So that's not a problem. But I would totally love to see the communities merge. I mean, like, I would love to see like good, honest players working, because it's gonna happen. It's not true? Okay. Because that's what I heard, but if it's not true, then let me know. Because I'm not on Xbox. I don't get taxes on most of my purchases. I'm pretty sure that's based on region. It would be region, yeah, because some places like I know Delaware has like the low or really low tax. Like, I don't know much about the U.S., but I know some states have different taxes. Where I live in Canada, my tax is 15%, so I'm not bad about that. Well, yeah, Goku. I know that you're taxed for doing a trade. I know that, but I mean, like, purchases on the console itself. Close enough? Okay. So, you know, because there's so many people that want to be good on Xbox. Like, if I was on Xbox, I'd still be the same person. I'd still be, like, you know, striving to get the next best thing, but, you know, if my console doesn't get updates, then that's a whole different beast, you know? Like, it's all chance that we chose like PS4 over Xbox. Now, some might argue that PS4 is just better, it has more anime games, you're gonna play more anime games on PS4, and if you want more shooters and driving games, you're gonna play them on Xbox, but rarely any games nowadays are console exclusive, tell you the truth. Like, everything's everywhere now. Like, you know, it's just how it is. It only makes sense that an MMO like Onigiri that just wants money and it's a fun game would come to both consoles. But it's a shame that something like the Xbox One, which is like, you know, it's supposed to be this amazing thing. Like, Xbox 360 was, like, in my opinion, better than PS3. Oh my god, absolutely. I loved Xbox 360. But Xbox One's complete ass compared to PS4. Like, I'm not here to start a console war, but I'm just, like, talking about my experience on both sides. But what is this? This is just a talk about if Xbox and PS4 merged. It was supposed to be a video about new, and I'm just running new. But this is a way better topic, and I love it. I don't like taxes taken out. Bye. What? And trading does have a tax. For most people that don't know, that Cyberstep takes 30% of the... whatever the person is selling their item for, Cyberstep gets a 30% tax on that. And how that works is, it's the same thing as Cyberstep being the active government or state or whatever, and they choose the tax on your purchases. And that's how that works. You know. So, as Cyberstep being the governing body of the game, they get to implement whatever tax they want, and if we choose to live by their, or play their game, we have to abide by it. Because you don't have to trade. It's a completely optional thing. You know. Well, I mean, what I was really talking about at first is like the better way to do new is just if you're carrying new, either be in a body party, like a full 100% body party, or the people you're carrying, just get them to stay on the first floor. That way they won't DC when they try to follow you, and it makes for more efficient runs. That's literally the video in a nutshell. But we got talking because comments are awesome, and this is a stream. So I definitely have to change the title after. But it's hard to tell the game lags. Now, obviously, like, yeah, like, the game, like, but what if that happens, right? There's always that risk. Like, now let's say, like, there's always that risk of merging. Now, I'm talking about the first, like, the best case scenario. And this always happens when you integrate, like, two communities or two cultures or anything like that. Like, sometimes you introduce a new thing to the ecosystem, and it's supposed to make it better. But what if by merging, PS4 starts looking like Xbox and things get shitty? Well, people might quit and go to PC. Like, if PS4, like, if I woke up tomorrow and PS4 was literally unplayable, like, god damn. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know how I deal with it. I'd have to deal with the situation and assess from there, but, like, that could happen. You never know. I wouldn't want it to happen. And by doing such a merger, it could create that risk where, for some reason, Xbox just can't handle this game. Like, it just can't. And they have to accept that fact. And it can't make new servers, they have to make a new console, or whatever. I don't know. It just causes this little dilemma. Like, but it's definitely an interesting topic to talk about. Like, we've had this discussion just amongst ourselves all the time. We're like, what if the consoles merged? How fun would that be? You know, like I don't know if you guys are like watching like Dragon Ball Super, but I'm a little bit up to date on it. And they're doing like a thing where like different universes are fighting each other. There's like Goku's in his universe, but there's Saiyans and other things in another. And it'd be like this like multiverse coming together, and it'd be really cool. But obviously things are different in different places. It would cause a power balance amongst the players, but it would honestly be like new blood. It'd be fun, and like assuming the game just ran perfectly and like trading was implemented and everyone could play together, it'd be a paradise. It'd be awesome. There'd be so much to do. So many people to play with. Yeah. Oh, you just got to work, Iron Man? You like that picture I sent you today, eh? It was a good picture. Hopefully that made work a little better for you. But, you know. Like, I'm not here to criticize anyone. Cyberstep, Xbox, or Microsoft, or whatever, Sony. You know. That's not what it's about. But it's just an interesting thing to discuss. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. I think I've said what I've had to say about it. There's nothing else I could really say, in my opinion. I should put up a poll. Like, I don't really know how to put up YouTube polls, but I should put up a poll on Twitter and see how it goes. Like, I'll put it in the description. I'll make a straw poll and we'll see, like, would you want to see a merger if it meant, like, you lost single-player mode and Vanguards that Xbox mixed out on. Like, I would love to see that poll. Like, what do you guys think? How come that you think Xbox can't handle the game? Is it a theory? Like, or is that a theory why they don't bring out new updates? Well, that's a thing. Like, the reason updates take so long is because they have to pass a quality assurance test. And PS4, the game doesn't run like 100%, but it passed. It works. Miyamoto can't use Blossom War, but that's not like the end of the world. But I played Xbox, and the game has network connection errors just running a basic dungeon. It happens. And the new dungeons on the moon, like Dew Creek and Lacus Mortis, if you've ever seen me run those dungeons, it gets friggin' laggy in there. It wouldn't happen. Like, if you tried that on Xbox, you'd blue screen at the fucking spawn of a monster. There's, like, maybe 200 mobs in that dungeon, and the dungeon's so big, and oh my god, ugh. It's gross how much it lags. Literally disgusting. Literally disgusting. So my login is over, which means I have 1 run left on boost, I believe. I do have 8 minutes. Kari, you out the dungeon? Kari, please. Kari, please! So this happens, right? This is that scenario where I have like 8 minutes. Like that server lag, it doesn't happen to everyone. Now, possibly, yeah. But that's never happened on PS4. So I don't know what it is. Kari, I need you out the dungeon. I need you out the dungeon. Please get out the dungeon. Now this is something still pertaining to the new video, is that someone's still in dungeon and I can't get in because it's already clear. I have 7 minutes on this boost. Like in 2 seconds, okay, I have to. I legit have to kick Kari so I can run and not waste my boost. Because it takes me, I know it takes me 7 minutes to clear this dungeon. So I have to legit just like boot her out. I have to be like the carrier, boot, and I have to run. I have to literally get in the dungeon. So that was one thing I wanted to show on the video, that like that happens a lot. That's just what I wanted to say, is that like that thing that just happened right there happens all the time. I'm not saying it's Kari's fault. Maybe they DC'd, ETC'd, something happens on their end. That's something out of my control. But when someone's carrying and they're on a boost and it's running, like they paid money for that boost, they gotta go. They gotta go. You know, and it happens. And I wanted to say, like, no hard feelings, but that legit happens. You didn't recognize me coming in my picture? Okay, yeah, I changed it, yeah. Like, there is a certain level of no chill when you're on boost. Like, I can forgive, like, earlier when I was doing the original topic of the video, I was saying, like, yeah, there are times I'll wait, I'll give you, like, a minute or two, but if it happens, I gotta kick you. But it just so happens that the other guy got out of the dungeon at the right time, and etc., and things worked out. So, So I just gotta boogie through the dungeon, try to get all the experience I can, because I only really wanted to run 1 boost worth of new today. I just wanted to come on, I'm like, oh, I wanted to make videos, so I came on, and I'm like, well, I'm gonna be on login, so I can't just make videos, so I gotta just talk about it. So I'm like, I'm just gonna run new, and I'm gonna talk about new, and I'm gonna make that a video, and run off the login. Because after login, I wanted to make some videos. Because I have some things to talk about, you know, like we're almost at 1,000 subscribers. We're like 18 away last I checked, so that's awesome. I don't know what he's doing, but okay. Is that a meteorite mag? Oh my god, give me that. And I'm gonna be doing some new things, like what if scenarios, or I'm just gonna be like talking about what if scenarios, like what if this move is sublimed, like what are sublimes, because some people on console don't know what those are. And we're gonna be talking about like a lot of things I'd love to see in the game, and I always wanted to do like a what if video game channel. So I'm gonna try experimenting with that, and from who I've talked to, it seems like a fun idea. Apparently Xbox is getting an option to lower the resolution. Ooh, well that's awesome, Heavenly. That's amazing. Why is something not dead? Okay. Because I know on PC, they can turn off shadows and determine how many people render at one time. And, like, all this stuff to make the game run better. And ultimately, I would love for that stuff to come to Xbox. And if it's coming to Xbox, it should come to us. So we could probably expect to see that soon. 144 frames? Oh my god. You turn it all off. Exactly. Like, there's supposed to be a way to turn off your teammates' skills on PC. Like, you know, if someone's got Himiko out there and you've got to render, if 5 people running Himiko's, like, Super Ogi, whatever, and it lags the game, or be it Eternal War, or just a water dragon ticking a million times, you know, whatever it is, like, that's gonna happen. But you can shut that off. If it causes too much lag, then you can shut that off. And I can't wait for that feature to come to console. That means we could run dungeons faster, less disconnections, less blue screens, you name it. You friggin' name it. Like, that would be awesome too. But I think one of the reasons why they wouldn't want to merge is because then, I don't know. I feel like there would be some kind of rivalry where it's like, if you look at the statistics, they could legit see how many people are spending on Xbox, and they can do that now. How many people are spending on Xbox versus how many people spend on PS4. And I've heard that Xbox can use the GG, the God's Glitch, to soft reset non-Koropon. So Xbox players legit don't have to spend as much as PS4 players. Even though they have trading, it's going to be very minimal. Like, it's not like they're spending $100 for like a mag. They're going to be spending $100. We spend hundreds of dollars on Vanguards, but if Xbox can just do solo roll, soft reset the solo roll, and, you know, just get stuff, then they're obviously going to spend less. And I've had a couple people like migrate from Xbox to here and tell me that and all about that stuff. You can only do that with tickets. Okay. So I've heard, but it's still better than nothing, right? It's still something. Doesn't matter how little it is or how much it is, it's still a thing. Like, I've heard that like everyone's got like 15 scroll Miyamotos, they're just waiting. And it would cost them like $50 like in total to get that, or I don't know. I don't know the full gist of it, but that's a thing. But honestly, I don't have those statistics in front of me. I can't look at how much people on PS4 spend compared to Xbox, but it's an Xbox problem. Don't see PS4 and PC ever have the problem. Yeah. Yeah. Like, you can watch me run a dungeon, you'll never see that, like, network connection, like, stop and then go, or anything like that. Like, I've seen that. It's scary. The game stops moving, and then things hit you, and then it's like, oh, what's going on? Like, that happens. You know, it only happens on Xbox. That's what I'm talking about. And the games are legitimately programmed the same, to my knowledge. They wouldn't run any different. It is a huge advantage. It is. Because it's financial advantage. It's, you know, I was talking to someone yesterday, and, like, I don't know what's wrong, but he spent, like, $1,500 getting Lunastasia, and I'm just like, how do you not have trade-in points? But, you know, it was funny. But, you know, if I could 5-scroll a Vanguard in less than $100, let's say that's what it equates to, then, goddamn, I'd 5-scroll everything. Fuck, man, that'd be lit. So, boost 44 seconds, cool. How much experience did I get on that boost? I can't look, I hate this. And I hate this here where you can't do anything while you're in a menu. Oh my god, it pisses me off. About 17 mil, not bad. Not bad at all. 17 mil. Usually get 20 mil, so about 3 mil loss, whatever. But yeah, this was a great time, guys. Like, this is a great experience. So I just wanted to, like, show new again. Concrete video, no DCs. I still think if you're running new, it's best to just tell people to stay in the first floor or just be in a body party, whatever floats your boat, and just work with that. So how much experience did I get? I got 250 mil. So on a 200% boost, you get 250 mil if you run the dungeon as fast as I do. So you can run it faster, you can run it slower, but I get about 250 mil a boost, so every 4 hours is a billion experience. I have to run this dungeon for, like, I don't know, 10 more hours and I'll be 120, so 122. So that's just math, I guess. That's just how it is. You know, so I'm gonna leave my party. I'm gonna tell them, alright, I'm done. What if they don't listen? Then they run the risk of DCing. If they don't listen, that happens. Like, you just, like, you don't, I told them when I started this, like, don't, I'm like, you can reduce the risk of DC if you stay on the first floor. Yeah, exact. Goku, I completely agree. I completely agree. But if they don't listen... Now, it's not if they don't listen... Like, I don't care. If they want to follow me, go for it. But if they DC, they do that at their own risk. It's just better for both sides if they just stay in the first floor. But I'm gonna tell them, okay, guys, I'm done. Okay, guys. I spelled done wrong, didn't I? I'm done. He said, okay, thank you. And
Did you say you're done?
Well, I'm done the carry. I'm not done the video.
Oh.
It's fine.
I can still hear you even when I have my headset off.
I gotta project my voice for people to hear.
It's good.
So... But yeah, like that's everything I wanted to talk about, really, and more. Like, I wanted to say, like, do new, tell people to stay in the first floor, you won't DC, be vigilant, leave the dungeon as soon as you see the clear, get back in, you'll get more experience, I'll get more experience, we're not wasting boosts, and just run with it. You know, that could happen. So it's just this new take on new that I found. Alternatively, the best way is to get into a 5-man body party and have no one else with you, and you can just run it super freely, and just make sure you're in, like, close communication with them, so if you DC, you can get back in by them opening the party. Like, make sure you know who you're running with. So those are what I wanted to really talk about, but I'm glad we had this conversation, because it's a fun topic to talk about, and it has a lot of merit. So, that said, I'm going to get on out of here, move on to the next thing, and I have some other videos planned later on, and maybe tomorrow, but there should be more content coming for you guys, because there hasn't been much this weekend, and I'm a little sorry. Not overly indebted or guilty or anything, but I'm just a little sorry. So there'll be more stuff coming out. So I'll see you guys later.